What's up? What's up, everybody? Let's see what we got on here. Okay, let's see what we got going on today. Hey, what's up, everybody? So, just want to see who's online, man. Who's all here today? Trading back down. So I'm gonna delete this arrow off of my thing, but ideally we have. Let me get rid of this. Ideally, we have. We wanted to see the market really pull back and potentially tap, this high end of this fair value gap again, or really trade down to consequent encroachment of this gap for the week. It really on the way to our short term weekly target. I don't know if this is all going to happen this week. This is a very kind of news related week. It's very holiday ish. Um, Let me see what's going on here at the open. In theory, this should be our counter trend day. Mm. So if I had been on the terminal, I probably would have caught that short, to be honest with you. We're going to probably be digging deep today. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, today's definitely going to be a counter trend day. 4 hour sell side there. So I want to see how price reacts at a couple levels. The first one is going to be this low that we just taken out, which is sitting inside. Sorry, I have a bunch of old drawings here. There we go. Inside of this overarching fair value gap, how we react to this. Do we trade down deeper and really take out these lows here? So I'm really just watching to see what's going on. See if we get a good kind of like rejection from this level. Um, just a couple things to note. Um, couple things to note is we've really been dancing around this fair value gap for like a few weeks now. If I go to the daily, actually, I'm gonna go to a different chart so you guys can see this a little clearer. You can see like we've been really dancing around with Nasdaq back and forth in this consolidated fashion. Whenever I see this, it kind of gets me a little scared because it could mean a deeper run. Like we could see a run down here before we decide to go up again. And if just bringing this to Nasdaq again, this could be a deeper run into this gap. But we'll see. I really don't have I have a bias of what I want to see from the market, but I don't really have anything that I want to trade. Ideally, I probably would have taken some shorts into this. This might just be a chart watching day. I'm not really eager to push the button today because this week is going to be very like weird with the holiday, with NFP. It's going to be a lot of action probably towards the front half of this week, which is what we're kind of already seeing. Um, yeah. So I don't really have a bias for this week. I'm sorry, I don't really have a desire to like hurry up and get in a position. Uh, Mondays are usually going to be our counter trend days. So this is kind of normal to see. Um, and I was just talking to my mentorship group. I really wanted to see a couple levels get hit. I said this was going to be the most perfect level to see price run through, and this is like best case scenario. So really just watching to see what's going on until then. So I don't really have a ton for you guys. And to be honest, like I said before, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll hop in a trade. But I'm not really like eager to get in a position right now. So I'll have that up. I'm actually doing some work this morning. So if anything happens between now and then, cool. We'll see if we can get in on it. So where's our high of the day, low of the day? So that's not bad. If there was a trade set up here, we're looking at 100 points. But I have a feeling that this might be a counter trend move. Yeah. If you guys have questions or anything like that, comments right here, pal. Hey, Narita. Good morning. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to throw them in the chat. Um, Probably more general trading stuff. Unless you're one of my students, you might not understand everything that's going on. But I mean, this is kind of as expected what we wanted to see this morning so far. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quickly because I'm going to log into my trading account just in case there is a setup that I want to take today. Teams. Give me 1 second. a okay. Cool. So let me go ahead and switch back, get my screen up. Yeah, Hugo. So Hugo asked, is this aggressive drop an indication of a counter trend day, specifically taking? Yeah, no, this is 100% a counter trend day. Um, if there's a setup today, I'm only really looking to get out at equilibrium. I'm not really looking to take this to the high of the day because technically our Mondays are supposed to be um counter trend days anyway. So we very well could keep dropping, right? So I'm not really these days I'm very conservative with my trading. So I mean from here to here, it looks like it'll be about a 60-point trade if we do get in something. But I'm not really trying to take this to the high of the day or really do excessive because we know that Mondays are going to be our counter trend setups. So this looks like the situation here. If you guys know the setup by now, we know exactly what we want to see. So I'm just gonna look at my risk and see what's going on. Stop loss. Go get a 19.42. Whoa. Oh, this is the wrong C, and that's why you guys got to pay attention, right? I almost took that on the regular S&P or the Nasdaq instead of the micros. It was like, why is that a $900 risk? I think I said what 40. So it's $100 risk. So we'll see what happens. There's not really anything I'm hopping in as of yet. Zooming in, get this over a little bit. Looking at the 5-minute. I don't know if I like this. 15-minute. Let's see. We did run all of the levels that we wanted to see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this. It's not a huge risk. I mean, it's Monday. I might scale into something. Let me find out where equilibrium was at. I'm gonna watch this on my other chart. So this is gonna be a really small trade. This is not gonna be a big trade at all, to be honest. Ideally, this is gonna be a very small trade. This is what I wanted to get out of equilibrium was right here. This is not gonna be a great, huge trade at all. Let me jump back here. Move my stops up. Yeah, this is not even really giving me the opportunity to like scale into anything, to be honest. Um, I probably could have set this out. Yeah, this is not even a. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna swing this, and we'll see if we get up to equilibrium. Um, I was gonna try and be a little more aggressive today, and then stack up entries, but I don't really like the fact that it's counter trend day. It just means I'm not gonna. I don't want to play with it now. If I start seeing like second stage delivery, which technically we haven't, there is nothing really here, then I might do that, might hold it. But this is not going to be a big trade at all. If I go back to MNQ, yeah, this is not going to be big at all. Whatever. I'm going to cut this short. I don't really care because we're right there. I'm going to take profits there. This is not really. Yeah, it's not really a good, like, let me get out of that. It might go there, but ideally, with it being a counter trend day, I don't really want to play with it too much because Hugo, like you just called out, we very well could see price keep going higher. But technically, with it being Monday, um, it also wouldn't be surprised me if we took a run lower. So I'll probably just chart watch the rest of the session. Um, Ideally, though, I want to see the market really run into this gap and then continue to go higher. But I don't like this either. I'd probably be a little bit more confident if there was a 5 minute break of structure, but I don't like that. We could keep going higher, and if we do, that's cool. I'm not really pressed about it. But ideally, this will be my target for the day right there. So, and if we do run higher, I mean, okay, cool. I mean, there's always going to be another opportunity to trade. But there's definitely going to be days where you uh, you close out trades and their winners run, and there's also going to be days where you close out your trades and it goes against you right when it should have, or right when you didn't think it would. So this might be one of those days. It is what it is. If it's not, I also wanted to stack in positions. So with these trades on these accounts, I'm trying to risk about $100 a position on a 50K account. It gives me about 20 trades before I like would blow the account. And if I'm wrong 20 times in a row, you know, then I'm probably doing something wrong. So um, ideally, I want to stack into positions here and grow, like have $100 risk initially, and then just kind of stack or kind of compound. Um, and oh man, I might have been wrong. I might have been wrong about that. Is what it is. But ideally, I would have wanted to stack extra positions in and then keep going higher and really take out these highs there. I'm really looking for this to run between this level where we're at right now and the high of the day. Um, it's a good 70 points, 60, 70 points. I'm also kind of watching this level. And something else that I do a lot is just asking myself where can I go wrong, or like when I'm looking at trades from the opposite perspective, can I call things from the opposite perspective? Um, and I could see a world where we could trade up into this old imbalance here and then continue to go lower. Um, so we'll see. I think a lot of times what traders fail to do is they fail to look at their trades from the opposite perspective to see like, okay, we're so focused on price hitting target. At least with me, like I get so focused on lasered in on targets that sometimes I forget to look at the other side of the trade to say, okay, how could this go wrong? Um, but um, my charts are crazy messy. I'm gonna go ahead and get all this off. Make sure this only shows up on the daily and weekly. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Again, this is how you know I really actually do this. I really trade because my charts are messy always. So yeah, so ideally we're trading right below equilibrium. Yeah, we're going higher right now. Ugh. We're tapping up against this 5-minute bearish order block. So a break in structure on this 5-minute time frame would actually be like up here. Like we'd have to take out this high for it even to break structure on that 5-minute. And that's another reason why I don't like how this is playing out. Ideally, I'd want to see a 5-minute break a little bit lower because think about it like this. If you broke structure on the 5-minute up here, then my stop loss would have to go all the way below the low if I was looking at that second stage of delivery. So I wouldn't be surprised. Hugo, I think you called this actually awesomely. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we turned around and ran and just continued bearish for the rest of the day. Again, lines up with our counter trend day. I thought coming into this initially that we might have a very small counter trend day or like a very short run, only because um, we really have been tapping in here. If we go up time frames, we've been tapping in this gap for a long time, and we still might. It still might do that, but we pretty much have played in this fair value gap like over the past, twice over the past week or so on the higher time frames. So we could, but whenever I notice that price really starts consolidating or really like has a hard time breaking through equilibrium, it kind of lets me know that the market might continue on and run down. So, um, also, I think Narita, I think you're the one with like the 30-second time frame. I don't have that, but I guarantee if you jump down to a 30-second time frame right there, you'd see a trend line, like a 30-second trend line. Just kind of let me like the idea that it's building up sell side to continue to go lower. Um, and I don't like that. I don't like how it tapped off that and then it kept going lower. So um yeah, I think this would probably have been a great entry for a short to go the other way right there. So I think we might the rest of this day might just be a bearish trend, and then we'll probably be looking for that turnaround trend tomorrow. But we'll see how price really reacts there. Yeah. Yeah, and that 15-minute too, tap that 15-minute gap. This is gonna definitely be a bearish day. I got a little happy with the analysis today, guys, in the chat. But you go 100% right. Again, today is going to be that first stage. I'm sorry, that counter trend day. So I probably want to see the market really run and take this low out. Again, a lot of the good, a lot of the great kind of like trading, um, a lot of times the skill set is built up like when you just watch charts, right? So you don't always have to have a position on the line to feel like you're getting better as a trader. Uh, Sometimes you can just trade and kind of draw out where your potential entry might have been, and go from there. That'd have been a great short, though. That'd have been 100 points right there, really quickly. Um, but ideally, the reason that I wouldn't have shorted this too, again, is because I'm not going to trade. You got to think about your longer term targets. Like, I'm not going to trade to a fair value gap that we've been dancing in the past couple weeks, like this daily fair value gap here. I'm not going to want to trade to that, um, or against, ideally we want to see the market go up. So I'm only really looking for bullish setups. Um, I wouldn't have traded to this fair value gap because I mean, there's a very strong chance that it could just potentially reverse. So you kind of have to do like, what's the higher probability setup? Okay, we know that we're going to probably be bullish on the week. So again, if you guys are watching, like people like Daniel or some other guys in our chat that are really good, um, you know, uh, at the counter trend setup, they might be, they might be like licking their chops at this, and then, Daniel might even be in this right now. Who knows? But I'm more of a like I very rarely take counter trend setups. So if you see me take those, it's very rare, and I want to just trade in line with the overall trend. So I'm really going to be waiting. It's probably going to be a deep run, and we might even get down to what I was talking about over the past couple days, right? Where we trade down to consequent encroachment. I'm looking for areas to buy at, and I don't really want to trade with this against this overall trend. Now, if this was a bearish trend, like I don't know, something like this, like when we had this huge trend going down back in April this year, or um, if I go to Nas 100 and we're bearish, I love shorting. Like when the overall trend is short, like is bearish. I don't know what it is. I love shorting trends. It just seeing stuff go down when the trend is going down. It just I don't know. It's a mental thing probably, but like I love shorting trends when the overall trend is bearish. But I don't want to trade against the overall trend. And in this case, Nasdaq, this current trend is bullish, so I don't really want to trade against that. Um, so you could have taken a counter trend trade today. You wouldn't have been wrong. Um, but I just mentally, it's definitely a psychology thing for me at least. I don't like taking those, so I'm just waiting on the right for price to hit the right level so we can look into continue to buy. And again, I'm looking at consequent encroachment, just like basically what I called out on the weekly call. Consequent encroachment. We probably will run sell side of this liquidity here too. There's a very big fair value gap right there, which is also consequent encroachment. Near consequent encroachment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a day or two of drop. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys, if anybody hopped in on this trend, I wouldn't have been bad either. But also I just don't, it's just me personally. I don't want to, counter trend trade because at any given time, right? This market could have taken out this low and it could just shoot back up. And that would be in line with what we want to see for the week, right? We want to see the market dig for some level of sell side and then continue to go up. So if it turned around and just shot up right now, this wouldn't have been this would have been what we would have expected, right? Like we want the overall trend to rise. So I just like taking the best chunk of our trades in alignment with what's going on. So you know, okay. So Narita said, yeah, there is a trend line on that 30-second. So that's another thing too. Like as you guys are watching this, that 30-second time frame is cool. I don't have the package for that. Like I don't know, Narita. You got the bread. You're paying for the bigger package, I guess. But um, yeah, it's seeing that 30-second timeline. Sometimes you'll see little trends. Again, this stuff is going to be fractal, right? So seeing the same thing on multiple time frames, um, or you're going to see the same thing on multiple time frames, and the price is going to move the same on all these time frames, right? So seeing that 30-second trend line right there, in addition with its, I'm sorry, not there. Is it there? Yeah, it's right there. So seeing the 30-second timeline there, and then seeing price really reach up and touch equilibrium and not really break through it and really have a hesitancy to go further. That's kind of why I say, like, if you guys are trading, even if you're um even if you're trading uh yeah, oops, there. Even if you guys are taking trades on the in alignment, like with the overall trend, right? And not a counter trend. Like today, this is in line with the overall trend, but it's counter trend for what we think is going to happen today. So if you're taking a counter trend trade, right? You think the trend's going to be down for the day, but you're taking a buy. This is why we always try to get out of equilibrium, right? For that very reason. Or even if you're on the right side of the trade, right? Like let's say the market goes up for today, right? You're never going to go broke taking profit. Like you saw, I just got that quick scalp out, and if that was, I don't know, if I was trading that across all 10 of my accounts, I think, what was it, like a $25 trade or something like that? That'd have been a quick $250 right there, right? So um, you never go broke taking profit. It's not you always think the market should run for the high of the day, but take a little bit off, at 50% or better. It's never gonna hurt. Trying to get the bread out there yet. I feel it. I feel it. Um, yeah, so see how we ran sell side here? We just came down and took out this low. We very well could go higher. This is not going to be a trading day for me, probably, most likely. Um, and also too, don't feel inclined to have to take a trade at the beginning of the week, right? In ideally in the best case scenarios, um, you're trading the further you go in the week, the better opportunity should line up. Because Monday is going to be your counter trend day, right? You're gonna have, let's say you're bullish on the week, right? So you're gonna have the market's gonna open up, your target's gonna be up here, it's gonna run a level of sell side most likely, right? And you're gonna be trading between, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're probably gonna be trading between the opening of the week, right? Or the low of the week, and you're gonna be trading to that target. So the closer you get to that target, the more kind of certain you are of the weekly trend, right? When price is trading, like we're at the low of the week right now. When price is trading down here, it's not 100% guarantee that we're going to get all the way up to our weekly target all the way up here. But when we get to like, let me minimize this. When we get to like Tuesday or Wednesday and price is trading all the way up here, let's say, right? If it does that this week, it's very, I mean, it's a higher probability that price is going to continue running up, right? And you're going to know based on like the, Tuesday and Monday and like the previous day's experience or the previous day's like data, that we have a better chance of going higher than we do coming back down here again, right? So, um, technically, the closer you get to the Thursday, that Thursday, Friday, where the market should make its higher low of the week, the kind of like uh the more I guess certain you are going to be of the trend. So don't feel like you have to rush and take a trade earlier on in the week. You guys know that, like, I mean, very rarely in my trading on Mondays, I give myself the opportunity to trade on Mondays during those FOMC weeks and the NFP weeks. But, very rarely do I actually take a trade on Monday, and actually it be a position, right? So this Monday, I think I had that quick scalp today, but like last Monday, I had the one of like the $1,000 trade or something like that. So, but before that, man, it's been a while since I've taken a trade on a Monday. I give myself the opportunity, but more likely than not, the setup is going to form on like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Um, so don't feel like you have to be inclined to like push the button on Monday just because the market's open. Like we want the market to come to us. We don't want to ever chase the market. Um, Now this would be a 5-minute break of structure if we take out this high. This would probably be a little bit more kind of like guaranteed. Yeah, so here goes our 5-minute break. All right. This was a little bit better. It's kind of letting us know that what the market's trying to do. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Order. Let me see what my risk would be. Oh, this is the wrong one. See, I almost risked myself 1,000 again, right? Create new order, market stop loss. I mean, this is what, 810. Yeah, this is not great. It's a little bit more than I want to risk. So I'm cool. 250, yeah. Yeah, I'm good on that. So ideally, now that if this closes above this, we technically broke structure on the 5-minute. This trade is way too big because even if I entered right there, my stop loss would still have to go under the low of the day. Again, you guys know that I'm trying to scale into, at least on most of these accounts, I'm trying to scale into $100 or less risk and then scale it up. Um, so I might come in with like one or two micro contracts on NASDAQ, and then I might scale it up to like 8 or 9 or 10, right? Depending on between the low of the day. So if we get a run back to here, like this fair value gap, then maybe it might be worth it. But yeah, I think we're probably going to go higher now because this will be a 5-minute break. If we take out, yeah, we took out this order block here. But this high probably is like a better, since that's like technically the high point, but technically that order block, once we broke it and closed above it, that's a break of structure. But if we get a run back to this level here, then I probably would potentially look at buying that, but I don't think we will. Because again, my stop loss would have to go right here. So we'll see. And again, it's Monday, so don't feel like you have to take a trade. Patience is key. Go back to these comments. And if y'all have comments or anything like that, then let me know. Let me know and I can answer them. Just general trading questions. I know I got some students on here, but I think there's probably going to be some people on here that are not my students. So again, general trading questions. I'm not going to go into like the entire strategy that I take, but I can answer like, again, general questions when it comes to trading, or maybe just a little bit above that. So Mhm. Yeah, we didn't get a trade back down there. I mean, it's a little bit more than I wanted to risk for position, but it's cool. Okay. So again, this could have been an entry, right? But again, my stop loss is gonna be way too far out. I don't like that. I could have taken that. There's a few reasons why, right? And it's respecting CE, right? Where is it? Yeah, it's respecting CE. So there's a couple reasons why you could have taken that, but ideally, again, with my stop going over almost 120 points below, that's not worth it. Uh, I could see something like this because we are consolidating. Could see something like this. Why? Couple reasons. We're back in a discount on that price swing. And then um, we're consolidating, so power three, right? So it might not happen. I don't really care if it does or doesn't. I'm just watching, but it's kind of how you build the skill set up. Yeah, these markets are really just like a puzzle, man. I mean, it's kind of like a big video game, right? They're gonna do the same things over and over and over again, and how they deliver price. Um, this might make a better trade setup. I'm not really like, I'm not really eager to take any of this, to be honest. But if it gets in here, I'll at least like risk it, measure it out, and risk it. So Narita or Hugo, if you guys are still watching, the number one thing you want to be thinking about is, why did I think the price was going to hit here? And like, what kind of made me think about that from that perspective, right? Let me see. Create new order. Again, I'm looking at it on the wrong one. Oh, this is micro trade. Stop loss will go. Stop loss will go at, split slightly under 804. 804. Still $200. Nope, I'm good. Needs to drop to there. Ideally for this account, I want price to be, I want my risk to be somewhere around $100. So I'm looking at my risk right here. So if I can't get that risk under 100, then I probably, or at least like 120 at the worst, then I don't really want to take that. And the reason for that is, with these $50,000 accounts, you usually get about $2,500 in drawdown. So I usually want to take about, like, I want to give myself at least 20 good trades before I like blow the account. Like, I'd have to take 20 losing trades to blow the account. And so, that comes out to about $120 a position. And I'm just saying 100 to make it cleaner. So that's why I'm looking for $100 risk. And so across all of these funded accounts, 100, it's $100 risk times like 15 accounts, like $1,500 a position, right? When I finally get these things hooked up. So, you're looking to make somewhere between a 1 and 2. So, about $3,000 a position, which is a really good opportunity. So see, I'm at 160 now, still a little bit higher. Maybe if we come down to here, then maybe we'll get something. I also don't like how this swept liquidity before it went up. So I don't know. This probably will not be a trading day, to be honest, but it's all good. And it's the beginning of the month too, man. So think about it from that perspective. Like, it's also the beginning of the month. So beginning of the month, holiday weekend. This is not an ideal setup or ideal time for us to be trading. So another thing too is that if you're looking at the let's see, if you're looking at the what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, the 15-minute time frame, the 5-minute time frame. If you're looking there, notice how we did in fact break structure there. So that's a good sign. We're trading down into this OB right here. We're respecting the 50% level of whatever this order block would be. So look there. See, we're staying above the 50% of the order block. Um, like I don't think this would be a bad trade if you were to take it. It's just a little bit more risk than I want to give on this trade. So you're gonna have these again. You're trying to get the best setups here, and the best setup to go long is probably not going to be on the uh, the Monday of a holiday week. That's also NFP week, right? So it's just but you can learn something from just watching. Mhm, 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 mhm. Mhm, mhm, mhm. So I'm probably gonna end this stream. Uh, well, I'll probably end it at 11. But yeah, nothing really today. I mean, technically I had a win, but it was like $30. It's not really a big trade at all. Um, but or $20 or something. I don't even know. It might have been less than that. Yeah, like $8 is not it's not a big one. But yeah, so I mean, again, the market is it's starting to show signs of what we wanted to see, right? Get rid of this. It really took out this low, retested this gap. And yeah, so I mean, ideally, we'd like to see for the rest of the week market continue to go higher. That's not to say after lunch we could, fall out, make lower lows, really, and continue to go lower. But ideally, we'd like to find some type of low by the end of the day today, whether it be the current low that we're sitting at or a new low, which could be, lower down here. But ideally, we'd like to start looking for opportunities, you know, to go long, hopefully throughout the week. So I don't have too much to add. Um, just again, watching price action is it's a good way to get used to trading. So So it's $123 risk. I'm gonna pass on this, man. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this. You could have taken that. I'm gonna pass on it though. Yeah. So this would have been a great setup right here, right? So um kind of trading that back down, price to consequent encroachment of gap is it? Oh no, it didn't hit consequent encroachment. What is this? There we go. If we're gonna be bullish, we probably want to see that respect the top end of that gap, somewhere between the top end and the 50% level. So at worst case scenario, something like that. But again, this day is starting to get really consolidated and we're getting close to like 11 o'clock. Obviously, you could take a trade still between 11 and noon, but um, we didn't really get the huge run of displacement away from this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we dropped it down again and kept, in line with that bearish consolidation. Um, I'm sorry, that bearish counter trend day. So this is not really anything I want to take. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a day for today. Again, remember, when you guys are trading, every day is not going to be trading day. Every day is not going to be a great setup for a trading day. Every trading day that you take is not actually going to be a win. I guess technically I had a win today. It was very short, but it wasn't a great. It was like $10. It's not going to do anything for me, but we'll see what happens in the PM session. I won't be streaming. But ideally, we'd like to see the market really find its low, whether it be this low or a new low, and then start to really trade away from that for the rest of the week. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this. And yeah, see you next time.